The next question, why does everyone gasp when I tell them my big three are Leo Sun, Aries Moon, and Sagittarius Rising? Is Leo Sun not going to cheat? No, he's going to cheat. Because you know what? At the end of the day, he has to feel good. Okay? Whatever circumstances that led to the cheating are irrelevant as far as he's concerned. Because if he's in that position, it's because you're not doing something right. Because if you were doing the things you needed to do, he wouldn't be over there. The Aries Moon is also very protective. Even though they are unhinged emotionally, they're very protective. So they like to do right by the people who do right by them because they actually need their people. Unlike Sagittarius, who's just like, I don't care, Aries actually needs their people. So if I'm in love with you and I'm cheating on you, it's because you're not showing up in the way you need to show up. I know how we roll. We're the boys. We're the boys of the zodiac. We're the true boys of the zodiac. Because let me tell you, even the air signs, even though they're masculine, because they are fluid, they can behave in feminine ways. Libra is both masculine and feminine, all of them. And they know how to switch it to make it appropriate. And Aquarius men are also very feminine. Same with Gemini men. So the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, they're the only masculines that act like masculines. We trust ourselves. We trust our strength. And we never needed anybody to get ahead because we forge ahead no matter what. You can throw a million obstacles in our ways. Guess what? We're going to burn through all of that and get through because that's who we are. You think we care? You think we have deep feelings? There's nobody I've ever broken up with that I cried about. Because what is there to cry about? That's how fire signs think. They think about like your drive, your ambition, your utility. And if you don't have it, you simply don't have it and then move on. They're not crying about you. For what? No, I'm grateful you're gone and stay gone, please. Because if I wanted you here, you would be here. I've never chased anybody in my life. And that's because I'm very picky about what I want. So if you have my attention, you must be pretty special. Because I don't want what's average. I don't want what everybody has. So what do I look like chasing average? What do I look like begging? Do I look like someone that would beg? No. Find someone else to play that role. It's not here. I know who I am. I know what I have. I know what I bring to the table. That's what it is over here. And all that is fine and dandy. It makes you very successful in life. But the heart requires something a little bit more. It requires tenderness. Okay, let me read some of your other comments. Yeah, Leo is way too uncaring and blunt for water signs. Yes, let me tell you, all fire signs are way too uncaring and blunt for water signs. Blunt and harsh only for an unevolved water sign. Yes. Sagittarius and masculine energy. Yes. My closest people, both Sagittarius men. Oh, you're so lucky. Ooh, as an Aquarius sun, that's why I love those fire signs. Give me masculine energy. You're both nice. Yeah, Aquarius and fire signs are always a hit. Evolved water signs, incredibly at home with vulnerability, keep stable by the Libra rising. Oh, I love that. Guys made me turn, but I realized women are just as bad. Yes. I know mostly unevolved water signs. Yeah, there's so many unevolved water signs. If you are a fire sign, you need to learn how to do love. And if you're a fire sign woman, you need to be very picky about the type of females that you have as friends, because a lot of them will be using you for your masculinity, your strength, your drive, your go-getter energy, so they can take advantage of it. But when it comes time for them to give you that same courage and protection that you give them, they will all abandon you. This is why fire sign women only run well with fire sign women or Scorpio women. I think all the masculine signs get along well with each other, so that will be fire and air. But all the other ones, no. They're never going to risk their comfort to protect you. Even though you have risked your comfort to protect them this whole time, they've never really taken stock of all that you risk. Every time you stood up for the truth, you stood up for them, you stood up for their integrity. They're not going to return that favor to you at all because it's too costly. That's why they never bothered getting it themselves. They're trying to ride off of your coattail. So you need to make them earn entry into your circle because you know what you've got. You know how to stand up for yourself. You know how to stand up for other people. You know how to navigate the world as a masculine woman and get your needs met. Many women do not have that skill. They'll want to learn from you, then make sure that you charge them for that, the price of entry. Because if they bring nothing but their plate, they will inadvertently end up disappointing you. Because love is about what? Give and take. You really want to know why everyone gasps? It's because they know you're a handful. Leo sun is a handful. Aries moon is a handful. And Sagittarius rising is a handful. Aries moon is the most immature, selfish moon sign out of all of astrology. Okay? So we have somebody who only focuses on what's good for them what they want, what benefits them, who doesn't give much thought to what's going on with other people, not because they're a bad person, but because they're so focused on winning and getting the things that they want out of life that they don't have time to be distracted with other things that are going on that don't play a part in winning. Okay? Aries moon wants to win. They want to feel good at all times. The other thing that makes Aries moon challenging is because they also need like the people that they're in relationship with, like their partners and whatnot, their best friends. They need those people to be a little bit like a therapist because they have a lot of emotional issues, Aries moon, and they're very needy. Okay, they're very needy emotionally. The problem is they're also mean. These are people that want you to assist them with feeling good about themselves, which is really what Aries moon is all about. Like, what do I need to get so I feel good? And I'm all for it. I'm a Sagittarius sun. That's why I was like this, because I know I'm a pain in the ass. I just can't imagine having like more fire in my top three because I would be hell on earth. And God was so gracious in her infinite wisdom to give me a nice demure, you know, gentle, ladylike Capricorn moon to keep me in control. Because fire signs are all masculine. But the problem with the moon sign of Aries is that he acts like a girl. Aries is very emotional. Aries moon and Cancer moon are the two most emotional zodiac signs in all of astrology. So we have a man that's very moody, very sensitive, very emotional, but we also have a man that's very dignified, very honorable, and very much bossy. And we also have a man that is non-committal and doesn't really want to feel trapped and who needs his passion to be running high at all times. So it's really hard for him to stay happy in long-term relationships because when the zest is gone, he loses interest because he needs that passion to keep going. So if you're not the type of woman that really can supply that passion consistently to him over time, there's no way he's sticking around with you. For what? You're boring. You're boring. Aries man doesn't want a boring life. They want excitement. They want fun. They want love. They want to feel on top of the world. They want to do stuff they've never done. Aries takes life by the horns, and Sagittarius does too, and so does Leo. So you have three fire signs that are hungry for pleasure, hungry for passion, hungry for excitement, for adventure. And you want to come around and talk about happily ever after and a happy home? Yeah, that's a fantasy for Aries moon. Are they actually not going to cheat? No, they will cheat. Is Sagittarius rising actually not going to cheat? No, they're going to cheat. Do you think Aries moon feels bad or Leo feels bad or Sagittarius feels bad that they cheated on you because you decided you were going to like get in a relationship with them and get boring and not actually try to seduce them and keep life interesting and exciting and not like be like hungry for them all the time, touching them, wanting them, lusting after them, sending them like, you know, the stuff that spices up your love life. Like they expect you to be involved in that labor constantly because they know what they have. It's rare, it's precious, it's special, and all women want it. I don't care what they say. All women are hungry for fire sign men all the time, especially like straight women, obviously. And you know, the same goes in all the sexualities, honestly, because fire signs are fun. They're exciting. They make you feel like you're on vacation all the time. Who wouldn't want somebody like that around? But the problem is some of you get them and then you want to get boring and then you get mad when they cheat. It's like, well, yeah, what did you expect to see happen? That you were going to take a precious gem and put it here and you were not going to attend to it. You were not going to keep that fire burning. You were going to do the bare minimum and they were going to be happy with it? Never. They would rather be alone than to be with you having a boring love life. They're your perks. I'm a Sagittarius sun. It's really important to fire signs that you be interesting and you stay interesting because when you're not, they're not interested. And men will cheat if he can get away with it. Yes. Yes. If nobody's going to find out, he will do it. Yes, he will. Why wouldn't he? What's the reason? Because he loves you? As far as he's concerned, he can love you and cheat. To him, those two things have nothing to do with each other. He can love you over there and be with her over here. He's having fun over here, but he loves you over there. Not the same thing. And I know it's hard for some of you women to comprehend, but that's basically what it is. He has needs, he has urges, he has passion that needs to be fulfilled, And if you're not willing to fulfill it, somebody else will. It's that simple. Fire signs don't waste any time. It's either you're going to act right or you're going to get left, because fire signs never needed anybody. I don't need anybody to make me happy, because I make me happy. But when we come to an agreement to be in a relationship, there's an agreement. That means there's a contract. There are things that you agree to do. There are things that I agree to do. When you decide that you're no longer going to do the things that you agreed to do, we're going to have a problem, because I expect you to deliver. Because remember, fire signs are what? Aggressive. They're masculine. They like to pursue. They like to chase. They're energetic. They're driven. They're ambitious. When you're with these types, you have to come correct, because they need the whole package, not just some of it, all of it. And when you fall short, you think they're going to be quiet and just go, no. They're going to read you to filth, to your face, because you need to fix it. Who else do I need to talk to when you're disappointing me? Fix it now. That's it. It's either you're going to do it or you're not. But you know what I'm not going to do is waste my time. So people react this way because you're a handful in every way imaginable. Yes. What's your Venus sign, sir? Cancer. You have the nerve to have a Cancer Venus after all that we just discussed. The nerve to want femininity when all you give is aggression and war. Are you kidding me? Cancer, are you kidding me? Cancer Venus? Cancer Venus? Cancer Venus? You want my love after all of that? You want tenderness? You want a soft blanket? You want me to warm it up for you? You want a warm towel when you come out of the bathroom? Oh, and Cancer Mars? You, my friend, are good for one thing. We all know what that is. Let's keep it to that. But you finding a woman that's going to do happily ever after with you, God bless her. Yeah. See, this is my issue with some of you men. Like, can you try to meet women halfway? Obviously, I'm not on your team, so this is not about me, okay? Take me out of the equation. I'm clearly batting for the women team over here. But for the women that are in your team, that want you guys, and that are, like, attracted to you, and really, like, you know, they look at you, and, like, these women, all they're asking you to do is to meet them halfway. Okay? If you've got all this dominant masculine energy and you know your Venus is in Cancer, can you at least try to soften it up? Like, if a girl's not giving you what you want, can you at least, like, try to talk to her, like, with your feelings, so that she can at least, like, correct herself, as opposed to just throwing the whole thing out and then going to look for another girl to do the same thing over again? Because what I see somebody like you doing is just going through cycles of, like, finding women experiencing high passionate, you know what, and then throwing it away. High passionate romance, throwing it away. High passionate romance. It's like, well, there's another way. What if you could find the type of girl that you like for the romance stuff and all the heat stuff, and then you could actually, like, teach her the watery stuff that you need, like the sensitivity stuff. Let's talk about my feelings. Like, let's talk about my relationship with my mom. Let's talk about my childhood trauma. Let's talk about my triggers. Like, y'all don't want to do this work. And you wonder why you can't find the woman you're looking for, because you don't want to humble yourself. That's really it. Like, you're going to have to humble yourself, okay? And be a human being and be a man who is sensitive and talk about your feelings, because it's gangster stuff that you're giving 100%. When you bring the sensitive stuff, I don't want to hear it. Okay? I don't want to hear it, because you have been giving me this gangster energy since day one. Like, no, you don't get to boss me around, dominate the game, have it the way you want it, and then turn around and also want to be cuddled, also want to act like feminine, and also want me to, like, rub your soft little. No, it doesn't work that way. There's got to be some sort of give and take here, because women need the same thing that you need, which is both masculinity and femininity. We all need both. Society has tricked us into thinking that we only need one, when it's not true. 47 said, you're right though. I've been in a lot of relationship and it's been a cycle. Well, that's why that's happening. If you want to flip it, I suggest that you lead with your Aries moon. And Aries moon, when they're healthy, they're actually a big baby. That's how you know that your Aries moon is healthy, because they're a big baby. And you know what? Some women out there love big babies that are also like, that would also like cut for them. You know? Some women like love that stuff. So you need to lead with that if you're looking for happily ever after with a woman. You can't lead with the aggression and the masculinity and think you're going to circle your way back to the softness. It doesn't work that way. With women, at first, a woman will give you what she wants, which is softness. So when you meet women, give them softness because women would naturally give you softness. But then when it's time to give her aggression, right? But then when it's time for softness again, back to soft. But when you start with the hard stuff, you can't find your way back to soft. You have to start with the soft. And you have to regularly pepper in the softness. Just keep reminding her that you're moody, that you're sensitive and you're moody. Because you trying to keep it all in and be all gangsta is not what love is about. Love is about vulnerability. Okay? Love is about vulnerability. Love is about giving, sharing, serving. And a man that just wants to fight and roar and, be aggressive doesn't know what love is. Because when you really love somebody, you don't just throw them away because they did something you didn't like. When you really love somebody, you don't want to live without them. If they're alive and you're alive, you want to be where they are. Because it's not that easy to get love out of your system. Love literally consumes every fiber of your soul when you love somebody. Because love is its own master. It doesn't care. It does what he wants. Have you ever loved somebody who doesn't love you back? Do you know what that feels like? I want every masculine zodiac sign to know what that feels like. Because love isn't about winning. A lot of men and masculine personalities think that's what love is about. They think love is about chasing and getting and aggressively, subduing and winning and putting their flag in the ground. This is mine. No. Love is about being willing to give it all, even if you don't get any of it back. I'm not saying you should get in the habit of doing it. I'm saying it's a willingness to do that because it means that much to me. I will do any and everything for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to live a good life. I want your heart to feel so full that it explodes when you think about how much I love you. I want to be the best lover that you've ever had, that nobody will ever fill those shoes if I'm ever out of your life. And I want to do everything that I can so that you remember love in the most glorious way, and that's the way God intended. Love is deep passion, it's commitment, it's vulnerability, it's sincerity of spirit, it's work, it's fulfillment, it's dedication, it's attention to detail, it's healthy. Fire signs don't want love, they want to conquer. That's it. Fire signs want to conquer. That's it. They want to chase and get. They don't want to serve. They don't want to yearn. They don't want to suffer. They don't want to beg. They don't want to grovel. Fire signs, because they're so independent, they don't ever allow themselves to experience that. Thank you, Ms. Jean-Pierre, and welcome. Bienvenue. I missed you. It's nice to see you. These are things that I've had to learn as a Sagittarius stellium. Like, I am so quick to thank you next. Oh, you're not going to do it? Okay. I'll simply find someone who will. That's it. The end. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just going to replace you. It's that simple. AK-47 said, I feel like I'm a passionate and empathetic guy. I've never reciprocated in the way that I need it. Yeah. Reciprocity is what love is about, honestly. Everyone in sales says, no, it isn't natural, but for the one, we do lay pride aside. Yes, big Leo, please. Yes, Leo. Sagittarius stellium, yes, it's true, is what Arlene said. Yes, Leo, Aries, Venus, Aries, Sun. The fire sign also has a Scorpio moon. Yes, fire signs will never know love. I'm going to say it again. Fire signs are never going to know love until they know what it's like to love somebody who doesn't want them back or love them back. Most fire signs don't know that feeling. And I'll be honest with you, I have never wanted somebody that I didn't get in my life, in my entire life. So as far as me like feeling like I need to chase somebody or be desperate for somebody, no, I'm too pretty. I'm too smart. I have standards. I expect you to meet them. And if you don't, you don't. But you know what I'm not going to do though is reduce my standards to accommodate your inadequacies. Okay? I will not lower my standards to accommodate your inadequacies. I expect you to work on your inadequacies and rise up to meet me here. And if you can't meet me here, that's a you issue. It's not a me issue. So I'm certainly not doing anything about that except vacate the premises. Because you know what I'm not going to do is go without simply because you don't have it. Truth hurts, but it's the truth. That's how fire signs do love. Everyone in sales says accurate. That is my life in marriage to Virgo. He's kind and he's always a challenge. There you go. My Virgo moon always attract Cancer man. Ugh. Oh yeah. Please stay away from. No, please. I don't like Virgos with Cancer. It's too much negativity. I'm not a fan. So back to the fire signs. I'm just gonna wrap this up. Fire signs forget that in their desire to get what they want, sometimes they're bruised feelings and they don't care. Fire signs typically don't care because they're not thinking about your feelings. It's not that they're rude or unkind. It's that they're so focused on their goal that your feelings are just not a part of the equation because they don't expect you to take care of their feelings. So why would they take care of yours? Fire signs typically don't know love until they're willing to let go of their pride, until they're really willing to let go of their pride. And many of them aren't, especially men. No, it's not. We don't even train men to be that way. No. Why would a man let go of his pride for you? Who are you? Who are you, Jesus? They only let go of their pride for Jesus. God? Are you calling? If you're not Jesus, you're not God. No, my pride is on the table at all times and you will get in your position and you will get replaced. The end. Beauty and vulnerability in the sense that, yes, you can still be what you are, in this masculinity and this drive. But if you don't check in with yourself about what you feel, you miss out on opportunities. And that's the thing with Sagittarius in particular, with you having that at the rising, is Sagittarius is very good at figuring other people out because they're really intuitive and intelligent, but they hardly ever know what they're feeling. It's not until they mess up a good thing that they realize it was a good thing that they messed up. Take time to self-reflect, get in touch with your emotions, and learn to love yourself deeply, not in the sense of like acquiring things or winning things or getting trophies from life, but in the sense of like what makes your heart feel whole, what makes you feel at home, what makes you feel soft, what makes you feel like a child, what makes you feel like a child, like what makes you feel sensitive and exposed. Because that's what love is supposed to do. It's supposed to expose you to who you are. And when you resist this process, your love is always going to be shallow because your love will always come with extras. But when you truly love, it's supposed to be all my chips are in. Like I'm putting all my chips in the game because you have something special that does something special to me that I know I will never find again. And it has nothing to do with the possessions that you have. It's your energy, your essence. Like you were made just for me. That is love. So that's what I would say to the fiery men and women that are on this live. Y'all need to go deeper with your love because the fire sign love is so shallow. Love is not a high. That's the other thing that fire signs confuse. Fire signs think love is like cocaine. No, love is not like cocaine. Love is peaceful. That's how love grows roots on roots on roots. It's the sensitivity that creates the roots. It's not the ego. Love is not about ego. Beautiful question. Thank you. Bisous! You can book your astrology reading at intuitivehealing.com. You can also watch videos at Intuitive Healing here on YouTube for Astrology 101 content. Listen to the Aquarius podcast on Spotify, as well as here on YouTube for your horoscope. If you're interested in astrology and love connections, you can visit at Styled Under Libra. And of course, for health and wellness and holistic healing,
Visit at Styled under Virgo for all of your astrology content. Thanks so much for watching.